Trade wars are heating up, y'all, with these Trump tariffs on China. Robinhood crashes on its users once again, and fears continue to rise. All this happened in 1 week. Let's all connect the dots. But before we get there, don't forget, like, subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel, shows your support. Let's get right into it, because last Friday was crazy. It was a dark one, to say the least. Trump had come out to speak, throwing 100% tariffs on China for not accepting whatever bozo deal we put out on the table for them. You know, I really don't blame them either for not accepting these deals. You know, we really going mob on them right now. So, but they did come out and they, you know, they bashed us. Of course, they bashed our government. And, you know, before anything, before Trump can come and save the day, markets crashed. Ethereum, Bitcoin, S&P 500, if I'm not mistaken, lost $1 trillion. Do your own research, of course. It was a bloodbath on Friday, right? I think by 10:30, it was it was an ugly day, to say the least. And you know, but Trump ended up coming and saving the day today, and you know, by saying, it was kind of like a jab at the same time. He came out and said, don't worry about China, it will be fine. But then he also added that their president had a bad moment and doesn't want a depression for China, and he wants to help China. It's kind of like a jab. This is going to get very interesting, because you know, word on the block is China sold all their Bitcoin, and that they're trying to control these rare earth materials. That's why we had all these other, you know, these stocks that I spoke about last week that Trump is supporting, the materials, lithium, MP Materials Corp. You know, by the way, be careful with all those stocks, because none of those companies really make money. But yes, China's trying to go independent with their rare earth materials. So you can't create this world that we're trying to create without these materials. So this is going to get very interesting. Who do y'all think is going to win this battle? Who do y'all think's in the lead right now? I feel like it's a very tight battle, and you know who's going to come on top. Y'all know who's going to come on top. Y'all know. All right, so Robinhood, man, this is like, I feel like every year we're at the same situation with Robinhood, and then this time I could speak from my perspective, because it affected me, right? Robinhood, I heard Coinbase as well, you know, froze up on a lot of its retail users. I would assume it only affected retail users, and you know, this is just another reminder that, you know, we're not bigger than the sharks. You know, we're not bigger than the hedge funds. Just because you have the ability to see it on your app, don't mean you're going to be the first one to hit the green button to get that buy. They're going to block that door, and then they're going to let all the hedge funds buy, and then you get to come in after, right? My Ethereum order, in the midst of the crash, my Ethereum order was canceled on Robinhood, and I was not happy. As a user, as someone that's trying to make money, it didn't make me feel good. But again, it's a reminder, I don't complain. There's other platforms out there you could trade on. I just really thought I was really starting to turn the leaf of Robinhood, and it was really starting to, you know, come around. And I was thinking about investing in the stock, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Even though I got my Ethereum, and Ethereum did jump up, you know, it was hovering around 3,700 last week during the crash. Not last week, it was Friday. It went from 4,300, dropped all the way down to 3,700. And then Trump came out and did his speak, and now it jumped back up to 41 after Trump said not to worry. Not to worry. Don't worry. Buy up all the stock. Buy everything. Don't worry. Have no worries. Trump is here. So yeah, that's how I feel about Robinhood. What do y'all feel about, like, how do we allow this to continue happening as the people? I'm trying to understand. Like, it's just not, I don't know. I'm not happy. We gotta get him on here one day. We gotta get him on here to talk. All right, last but not least, I wanted to share about a tool, I guess, that helps me. I wouldn't say I would depend on it. It's just a tool. It's called the VIX, the Volatility Index. Specifically, let's speak specifically, it's called the CBOE Volatility Index. And what it does is it measures expected near-term volatility in the U.S. stock market derived from the S&P 500 options. So it's often called the fear gauge. So the VIX is often called the fear gauge because it's pretty much letting you know if people are buying or if people are selling. If you have a higher number, then people are selling. If you have a lower VIX, and that means there's not much volatility going on in the stock market. So let's see what the VIX was Friday morning at 10 a.m. The VIX was 1688. As Trump started speaking, by 10:30, VIX had jumped up to 2084, and then by 3 p.m. it was at 22. So 20s is not a good number for the VIX. Do your own research. I'm always just watching it on market open and kind of during the day to just see which way the market's flowing. I was actually able to sell based off of just listening what Trump was saying and looking at the VIX spiking up like that. It really gave me kind of like a warning sign because I was on the edge to sell some stuff, and I was able to get out of some stuff for a profit. And it's just another thing that we need to just be paying attention to. Like I said, it's not something you depend on, right? It's just something that you have on your deck while you're watching your other stuff, so that it's like it gives you like another confirmation. So like if you watch candles and then you got the candles and then news and then you kind of got to get like multiple things that you check before you make a decision. I feel like that's how you become a good investor. But what do I know? What do I know? It's going to be a very interesting week. I think that we just need to be paying attention to the China and U.S. tariffs talks. If we can't get a deal with China, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. What do y'all think what's going to happen? If we can't, if we just continue this battle with China and they starve us of rare earth materials and we starve them of trade, what's going to happen? It's going to be an ugly scenario. We'll see. We'll see. Either way, there's still opportunities, so make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're chatting with each other. Make sure you're confident in the comment section, asking questions, right? Until next week, I appreciate y'all for watching.